Whenever you hear these horns, you know what time it is. It is the panel on RNZ National. Happy Friday. Wallace Chapman with you. No mai, aere mai, on iHeart, Spotify and the RNZ app. Well, talking with a friend yesterday, and his 17-year-old daughter had been upset all day. Why? She goes onto social media and sees a man being killed by being shot in the neck. So what should you do if your child saw the shooting of Charlie Kirk? We start with that. With me today, Sally Winley, freelance journalist. Sally, welcome.
Hi, Wallace. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you. And Andrew Clay, football coach, comedian. Andrew, kia ora. Great to have you here.
Always a pleasure, Wallace.
Here we are, Sally Winley, Andrew Clay in the hot seats tonight, and lots to discuss, including this, the assassination of right-wing activist Charlie Kirk. Kirk was shot dead yesterday while speaking at a university in Utah. The moment he was shot was captured on video and has been seen by many, including kids. So, how did such a graphic and disturbing video make its way so easily onto social media? And what does seeing something like this have on our tamariki? With us is Zareen Cope, who's the co-founder of Our Kids Online. She also worked at the Department of Internal Affairs for 2.5 years on their cyber safety team. Zareen, kia ora.
Kia ora. Thank you for having me.
Well, I guess I started the conversation by telling listeners my story of talking with an old friend yesterday and said, look, Wallace, my 17-year-old has been very disturbed all day about this. But to this, what was your gut reaction?
Well, first of all, I just want to say that it doesn't matter who the victims are or what has gone on. Anybody who has been injured or killed and that's being shared online, we have to remember that that's someone's family member, that's someone's friend. And for all of them, whenever things are shared, that's a constant re-traumatization. As to whether I'm surprised, no. I'm only surprised by how others might be surprised that our tamariki and rangatahi have been exposed. I think we only have to look at the latest Office of Film and Literature classification report, Content That Crosses the Line, that was published this year.
Hi, Zareen. My daughter, who's 17, I was with her yesterday morning, and she said to me, Mum, you want to see this? And I saw it, and I couldn't believe it. And I asked her where she was viewing it, and she said it was on TikTok. She said, oh, all her friends have watched it, and they sent it to her. And I said, well, what do you think of it? How do you feel now that you've watched it? And she said, oh, well, he's really anti-gay people and this and that. And I said, yeah, but it's a human life. I said, do you want to look at it again? She said, no, I don't. And I was wondering what advice I could give her and her peers about how to deal with having, as you say, such access to such vivid images and awful, horrific circumstances.
Yeah, and that's a really good question, and I think it is something, that definitely we need to be aware of. I think because our children get affected in different ways, so no two people will experience the same event in exactly the same way. They're trying to hold the platforms accountable, and to me, it's a waste of money, it's a waste of resources because it's not working. And so we really have to be more innovative here. Right. Because the thing is, we have to treat this like we treat alcohol, right? Because we wouldn't let our kids go to the bottle store and buy alcohol under the age of 18. I don't understand why we're allowing them to be exposed to R18 content or this kind of, really violent content that we've seen yesterday.
Zareen, really good points there. A lot of food for thought, quite a bit of feedback coming through on that, so we'll get to that. Zareen, kia ora. Thank you for your time here on the panel. That's Zareen Cope, co-founder of Our Kids Online. Someone says, it was quite the statement. It goes basically, watching that Charlie Kirk video was bad enough, and I stupidly watched it 3 times. I couldn't help myself. I'm an adult, and now I feel terrible. I wonder what damage the video like that is doing to kids. There needs to be a delay on live streaming so this material can be stopped. Did you see it, Andrew?
I haven't seen it. I was tempted to look at it. I thought, no, it'll just disturb me. I thought, no, I'll self-censor.
Wallace, we shouldn't shelter 7-year-olds from this assassination. This is how the world operates today. They need to see the reality, says John. That's John's point of view.
I don't agree with John.
You're off the planet, mate.
Yeah.
No.
There's some things a 7-year-old doesn't have to see, and that's one of them.
And a couple more because bit of response here. What the hell, Wallace? Where did you get this right-wing activist crap? Charlie Kirk was never anything but a polite educator in a world gone mad. Another one here.
I must have watched different videos of him then.
Another one on the opposite. Charlie was shot dead. He was not assassinated. An important distinction. He wasn't a political figure, but a white supremacist influencer. Do not buy into the hand-wringing of the far right in the US. So, yeah, quite a response. And just finally, I thought this is worth bringing up because it might raise other side issues. This person's opinion says, unfortunately, so many people, including young people, have been seeing as much more traumatic videos and images coming out of Gaza. Social media has a lot to answer for. So, yep, a big response on Friday's panel. Thanks for listening. 2101, or you can email the panel at rnz.co.nz. Now, the saga of Tom Phillips and his children is continuing to hold the attention of the nation.